Hey, this is a lie. Incorrect. I'm politically incorrect. You're politically incorrect because you're hanging with me. Today, we're going to talk a little bit more about Marilyn Mosby. She's the gift that keeps on giving. And just when you think you can't give, this when you think she can't give anymore, she does. Marilyn Mosby is running for her office as the chief prosecutor of Baltimore, Maryland. And she has four charges looming over her head, but she's still running for office to seek that position. But she's doing it unofficially. What other politician, recent politician, I would say in the past 10 years, had charges looming over his or her head and ran for public office and won? I'll wait. You got it, Donald Trump. If he can do it and become president, she has a chance of getting her old job back with those charges looming over her head. All right, let's look at the first thing. Okay, this is an interesting one. She's walking through Baltimore for her campaign and she uses a Kanye West song, but turns out she gets a copyright strike. Didn't even get permission. She has four charges looming over her head. Now she's trying to get a fifth. Let's take a look. Okay. Mosby latest ad evokes Kanye West without actually sampling. Whoever did this did not do their due diligence. Miss Mosby, please fire that person. Fire that person. All right. Okay, the Baltimore City State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby launched her new re-election campaign Tuesday with a slick campaign ad with on YouTube. Flanked by supporters, Mosby walks through Baltimore City streets to what appears to be a Kanye West 2004 hit, Jesus Walks. But a closer listen reveals that West's vocals are noticeably absent. What remains is the original song that West sampled in 2004, Walk With Me, by the Addicts Rehabilitation Center Choir, the ARC Choir, based in Harlem, released the song in 1997 through the Mapleshade Records, a small jazz label. The song was written by the choir leader and the jazz musician Curtis Lundgren. On the vocals, some wondered how Mosby scored the rights to Jesus Walks. The short answer is she didn't. She didn't have to. However, it was still unclear whether Mosby did have the rights to Walk With Me. A request for comment from Mosby's campaign Tuesday went unanswered. So that's just one thing. Now, even though that it seems something small and insignificant, actually it's kind of big because, in my opinion, it just simply shows a lack of due diligence and arrogance. Whomever did this did not do their due diligence, and it makes Miss Mosby look terrible. That's just how I look at it. So if I were in Baltimore and I was a voter, I would look at her side-eyed like, you got all this looming over your head and you're just doing this. You just have no, you're just too arrogant. That's just my 2 cents. But however, it gets better. It gets better. She is going to have some issues because of the charges looming over her head, and she can't run from them. But let's look at this right here. Ooh, let me tell you something. You're not going to be in my face. I'm silly. Okay, we take a look at this. Sparks fly as Marilyn Mosby takes her unofficial re-election campaign to Roland Park. I'm just going to look at a couple of sections of this. So, State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby has not formally declared her candidacy, but has been raising money, rallying supporters, and stockpiling lawn signs bought by her message to Parkland last night. Before the monthly meeting, some members tried to talk to Claudia Diamond, president of the Roland Park Civic League, without letting the city indicate top prosecutor. Let's see. Others at the meetings questioned why candidates in the race had not been invited. That discussion ended when when Mosby swept into the church basement, equipped with binder full of talking points. We hear about the rapes, the robberies, the non-fatal shootings every single day, but we do not often hear about the outcomes of those cases because what is perpetrated by the media is negativity. So she's going on with these talking points. Where's everybody else? And I'm sorry, I need to get new glasses, and the screen of my eyes are not friends. So I'm up like this on the screen, so do forgive me. All right, so the audience is about 35 people listening politely, but several had issues when they wanted to raise. Tony Foreman, who owns several restaurants, including Petite Louis Bistro on Roland Avenue, said he was concerned about the safety. I've watched the attitudes change greatly towards coming into the city for those business people, and towards purchasing homes in the city and participating in the tax base, he said. And when I think about when that change started, it coincides really clearly with the beginning of you being in office. Oh, while some of the policies she has put into place may be thoughtful, Foreman said, I struggle seeing the general effectiveness of those policies. I'd like to know you have what you have to say about that. Wow, wow, that's big. You got to answer that one. That's not what I said. That's a false correlation, Mosby replied, that her policies are responsible for the sentiment of the current day. She noted that since she became state's attorney back in 2015, Baltimore experienced the uprising following the death of Freddie Gray. The U.S. Department of Justice report on the discrimination practices of the 8 largest departments in the country, and the Federal Gun Trace Task Force um, prosecutions of one of the largest police corrupt scandals in history of the country. And furthermore, she continued with the hampered and instability of having, and she goes on. But, if you have your citizens, or especially your tax base, saying, you know, Baltimore had its issues, but it got worse when you came. That's big. I don't know how she's going to overcome that, but when you have tax base and business owners, yeah. But I don't want this video to go too long. But on that note, Marilyn Mosby, um, she has a lot of work cut out for her because my previous videos, I was saying how she was protected by the representative Elijah Cummings, and ever since he died, everything just is falling apart around her. She has a lot on her plate, and I don't know how she's going to overcome these obstacles, namely the ones that she put in her own way. So, if you feel that I fell short someplace, write something in a comment. If you felt that I should have gone a little further, put something in a comment. But hey, thank you for being incorrect, politically incorrect, because you're hanging with me.